industrial operations, such as grinding, cutting or boring metal, use metalworking fluids. Workers can be exposed by breathing in the mist and vapour, by getting the fluids on their skin, or by ingesting them. Breathing in bacteria in the metalworking fluid regularly can lead to health problems like asthma and allergic lung disease. So maintaining the quality of your metalworking fluids is vital in your workplace. A dipslide is a simple technique used to check the growth of bacteria in metalworking fluids. Dipslides are covered with a coating on which bacteria can grow. When incubating in warm conditions, the organisms multiply and form spots called colonies on the slide. The number of these spots and their appearance can be used to estimate the number of bacteria. I'm joined now by expert Daryl, and we're going to find out more about what to look for when testing with dipslides. So, Daryl, what kind of things can grow in metalworking fluids?
Bacteria, fungi and yeast can all grow in metalworking fluids, and given favourable conditions they will multiply.
And what happens if bacterial growth is ignored?
Well, if ignored, it will continue to multiply and affect the stability of the metalworking fluid, reducing its sump life. However, of greater concern is the risk of exposure to operators, in particular when exposed to contaminated metalworking fluid mist. Consistent exposure to harmful mist can lead to health problems in the long term.
We're going to show you just how easy it is to use a dipslide test like this to monitor bacterial growth. Firstly, check on the box that the dipslides have not passed the manufacturer's expiry date. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions for how to use the dipslides. Remove the dipslide from the storage and incubation tube. Do not allow the dipslide agar, the jelly-type substance on each side, to touch the edge of the clear plastic tube, as it can be easily damaged. Make sure the dipslide agar is fully submerged in the metalworking fluid for approximately 10 to 15 seconds. Place the dipslide back in the sterile sleeve, taking care not to scratch or damage the coating. Place the dipslide into the incubator. Leave for 24 to 48 hours to check for signs of bacterial growth. The manufacturer's instructions should provide details on the correct temperature and incubation time. Ensure that a dipslide is also used on your water supply as a control test. Once the dipslides have been incubated, the colonies can be compared to comparison charts to estimate the number of actively growing bacteria in the metalworking fluid sample. The results of the dipslide should be visible with spots showing colonies of growing bacteria. Below 10 to the 4 colony-forming units, or CFU, per milliliter shows that bacterial growth is under control. At or above 10 to the 4 CFU per milliliter shows increasing bacterial growth and indicates deteriorating fluid quality. You should check all good practice measures to maintain the fluid have been followed. If bacterial growth continues despite this, add biocide at the dose recommended by your supplier. Immediate action is required at or above 10 to the 6 CFU, where large numbers of actively growing bacteria are present. This normally means draining and cleaning the system or taking other measures which are equally effective. Refer to the UKLA Good Practice Guide and your metalworking fluid supplier for further advice about the correct actions to take. Remember to dispose of used dipslides via a waste disposal company. Record the results on the fluid maintenance record chart. So, Daryl, how often should you be testing with a dipslide?
Metalworking fluid dipslide checks should be undertaken weekly.
It's up to you to act quickly when dipslide tests show a change in the growth of bacteria in your metalworking fluid. If you do this, you'll help to maintain the quality of the fluid, the working environment, and to protect the health of workers and to reduce operating costs.